I'm Jade. So I'm a master's student at the Center for Comparative Literature. And I'm also in the book history and print culture collaborative specialization that we can take with the center. And so I'm going to be studying here for the year 2025 to 2026. And yeah, so I'm an international student from France. I initially came to Canada to do my BA in English at McGill University before coming here at U of T for my master's. I was not planning on actually doing graduate studies. I thought that working on a thesis or like a long research project wasn't really for me. I was more interested in just learning from like a lot of different fields, which is why I really liked my undergrad. But then I found out about this program that's actually course-based. So as a master's student, I don't have to write a thesis, even though I could. And I get to just choose classes from a bunch of different departments and really build my program to my interests. And so when I read about the program and this like freedom of choosing your classes, being able to focus also on different languages, like this like interdisciplinary approach to literature, I immediately knew that it was something that I would be interested in. In my undergraduate studies, I was only doing English literature, and I always felt a little bit frustrated by the program. Even though I liked English literature, I always felt the desire to talk about French literature as well, to like link it with French philosophy, or even I was learning about psychoanalysis on the side. I wanted to like study English literature with these elements as well, but my classes weren't really allowing me to deal with literature this way. But that's exactly what this program is about, so I just knew it was perfect for me. And also I had been learning third language. I'd been learning Korean for a few years now, and yeah, so this is, I just read the description and I knew like I wanted to apply, and I actually only applied to this program for my master's. The application process was pretty simple. It's just an essay, recommendation letters, and a motivation letter, except I only started the application process like maybe a month or two before it was due, and because I wasn't an honors student in my undergraduate, I hadn't written an essay that was 20 pages long, which is what is required to submit. And so I sort of had to work on writing an essay specifically for the application to the program. And so yeah, I worked with one of my professors, wrote about literature and psychoanalysis and everything that I was really interested in. So it was a great project, a little bit stressful, but I got it done. And also during the application process, especially to write my motivation letter, I actually contacted a few people from the department. So I emailed like the center to ask like general questions, but I also emailed one of the Ph.D. students at the center. I saw about like her thesis on the website, and I read the title and I was like immediately drawn to it. It was really interesting to me, and I was like, you know what, I should just email this person, ask questions about how she feels in the program, what she's working on. And that was one of the best decisions I've made. She gave me a whole explanation of the center, what made it so unique, and that's elements that not only helped me understand what I was getting myself into better, but also write a good motivation letter, I believe. So right now I'm taking 4 classes per semester. I currently have 2 classes in Comparative Literature, 1 class in the French Literature department, and also my class in my specialization, so book history and print culture, which we get to like do in the Fisher Rare Books Library, which is like really amazing. And I'm enjoying all of them really. I have to say it is more challenging than I was expecting it to be. Of course, graduate studies are going to be challenging, but there was definitely a period of adjustment from my undergraduate studies and graduate. And one of the things that I had maybe a little struggle with at first was that classes are all seminar style, less than 10 people. My French literature class is only 4 students maybe, and so yeah, it's a very like tight circle, which makes the discussions really engaging, and like you really get to participate in the classes, but that's also a little intimidating, especially when you're studying new topics. And actually some of my classes are also with Ph.D. students, which scared me a little at first because I felt like they had a lot of knowledge that I wasn't quite there yet. But it turns out I think what makes the like program really rich, it's like thanks to these discussions with like PhD students and master's students and people from like all different backgrounds that really get together in the same room and talk, that I feel like I'm learning a lot, and I think like their knowledge is being shared to me, and I'm also like bringing in my own perspective as like an international student. So yeah, it's really maybe a bit intimidating at first, but very rich. And I think what helps with this adjustment is really all the professors that have been like really welcoming so far and helpful with all of my questions. I tend to get really stressed at times, and so I'm always sending emails asking to like see professors during their office hours, and they've always been like available and really reassuring. And yeah, the professors, but also the students in class. Like I said I was a bit intimidated by PhD students, but I actually think everyone's very nice and supportive. So I'm really excited about the program, further learning, because I still think there's a lot to explore, and although it's just 1 year, it's extremely rich, and it's a rhythm to keep up with, but I think it's going great so far, and I really recommend it to people who are interested in languages and this interdisciplinary approach. I think one of my advice would really be to consider what you expect from graduate studies, what you want to study. Ultimately, it's like really a personal choice, whether you go from like my background, English literature. A lot of people go into English literature like masters, for example, but I knew that that wasn't right for me, hence why the comparative literature program is so rich. But I think, yeah, it's really about thinking what you're expecting, what you want to work on, and also not being scared to just ask questions, whether it is by emailing the department, reaching out to professors or students. Yeah, everyone's always there to help you and like help you figure it out. Yeah.